Wonderful. How are you doing today, Marcus?
I'm doing pretty great. Excited to, be, alive, having a good day, hoping that Georgia turns out and, turns this whole thing around.
Same.
Yeah.
Are you ready to get started?
I am, yeah.
All right. So you began to study acting at the age of 7 and actually booked your first guest appearance at the age of 10. Within your decade-long career, what have you learned about the industry through your experiences?
Definitely learned that the industry is a fickle beast and that hard work does pay off. I feel like a lot of people always ask me the question of like, how do you break into the industry? And there's no like one solid way. It's kind of like, it is just being prepared at the right time. And you do that by honing your craft. So really focusing on what you do. It's not all about like the glitz and the glam and like kind of promoting yourself, which is an aspect of it, but focusing on your craft and your betterment of that aspect is how you remain successful, and diversifying, which I learned from Lawrence Fishburne. He told me to make sure to always switch it up and change it up on them and never let them know what to expect. And trying to do that in my career currently. So diversifying and working hard and making sure to stay committed.
And with Lawrence Fishburne being one of your co-stars, as well as Jennifer Lewis, Anthony Anderson, and Tracee Ellis Ross, what have you been able to learn from working with these icons for 7 seasons?
Oh, man. I've been able to learn so much, just even watching them, comedic timing, and just how they handle themselves as people and individuals. And I think one of the things that we do really well on Blackish is to make sure to use our platforms to spread messages that we believe in and amplify the voices of our fellow Black brothers and sisters. So make sure that you're out there voting. Georgia, I don't know when this is airing, but we might have our results by then. But, just making sure to use our platforms for positive change.
Absolutely. And you've been portraying Junior within these 7 seasons. And with that, we've seen Junior evolve as well as you evolve and grow up. What has it been like being able to grow up with this character?
It's been kind of cool. I feel like a lot of shows, they kind of make the characters remain stagnant. Junior is definitely, obviously I've grown physically as a person and mentally, and it's cool to see that the writers are allowing that to be reflected in the way that the character grows and changes. Obviously Junior started out as sort of a dunce, didn't really, he was really book smart, but didn't know how to operate in life. And as he's been learning things and picking things up in the workplace and just how to interact socially with people, it's cool to see his perspective and his character and the way that he interacts with the world change. So it's definitely been very fortunate, and it's allowed Junior to feel like a real character and a real person who's growing and learning just like we all are.
And with the 7 seasons of the show, what has been your favorite scene to film thus far?
My favorite scene to film? Oh, man. That's an interesting question. There's a lot of scenes that have just been like, dang. I can't even think of one off top. One of my favorites that I did was our Romeo and Juliet scene that we had, where I got to play Romeo and Juliet. That was like a lot of fun. I think one of the scenes that we did recently, a conversation between Bo and Junior about how stepping out of the house affects healthcare workers and people who have to go to work during this pandemic, and how we have to respect the guidelines. That was a really powerful scene, and I've seen that have a lot of positive effects in our current climate. Socially, obviously we're not allowed to do anything socially, so seeing that conversation reflected on 2 characters on television was really powerful. Then our police brutality episode, Junior being extremely ready to get out there and march for the freedom of his people, I think was extremely powerful, and it was one of the most emotional scenes that I've been a part of on the show.
And Blackish returns to screens January 26th. Without giving away any spoilers, what can fans expect to see with the next part of season 7?
We've got some fun episodes coming up with the next part of season 7. We're gonna do some coronavirus type episodes, or actually just kind of a general, just summertime vibe. We always have I think one of our upcoming episodes of Blackout is about what happens when the power goes out, and it's the middle of dead of summer and you're in the valley, and it's just like it's a crosstown adventure. It's a very exciting episode. And we just have a lot of growth from Junior's character as well to be expected. So I'm really excited for us to get back on air and for people to tune in and see what we've got cooking.
And what was the process of building that family dynamic with your co-stars, and how has that evolved from the first episode to the next few episodes we're going to see this year?
Building is definitely difficult during pandemic season. Obviously, we all want to be safe as possible, but thankfully we have a pre-existing kind of chemistry that came from the beginning of the show, and just us always bonding and always being near each other for long periods of time and doing big family scenes. And so that chemistry just kind of has stayed, and it's definitely going to develop into different things as Junior grows older. He obviously starts to challenge Dre more and more. And so those dynamics are going to be explored more in these next few episodes, and his relationship, Junior's kind of creepy relationship with his mom, is going to be explored. There's a lot of funny stuff coming up.
And I actually took a poll on Instagram and pulled a few questions from your fans.
Ooh.
And the first question I actually have for you is that, what does it mean for you to be creative?
What does it mean to be creative? I think it means to be spontaneous, to kind of just like draw from what you like and what you love. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to have fun, have the best time that we can. And I think it's just drawing from what you love and what you enjoy to do is to be creative, and putting it down on a paper, on a canvas, or on the television screen, or through your music, or whatever you enjoy doing. Just kind of doing what you love.
And my next fan question for you is, Blackish tackles some pretty tough but relevant topics, and audiences will see the Johnson family exploring conversations like colorism, misogyny, ageism, etc. As an actor, what is it like for you to engage in those difficult conversations through your character of Junior?
It's beautiful to me, because I feel like honestly, I've learned from the show and from all my fellow actors on the show to take pieces of work where you truly find inspiration, or you're able to allow other people to have conversations about. It's not just like a blank piece of work. It's kind of it has something to say, and I think that's what I enjoy most, is when fans and people come up to us and tell us how our characters kind of remind them of themselves, or have inspired them to talk to their parents about something, or to have group family discussions. I think those are the interactions that mean the most. So it's a lot of fun to get to dissect these new issues each and every week, because it always remains fresh, and we always take it with a comedic approach, of course, but there's always something new to talk about, and I think that's what our viewers really enjoy.
And my final fan question for you is, if you could choose any celebrity guest, dead or alive, who would it be?
Any celebrity guest? Dang, I got to bring Kobe back. That's like one of my all-time favorite people just ever, and he was one of my huge inspirations of my life. So having Kobe on the show would be a dream come true. So I'd have to say Kobe.
Well, thank you so much, Marcus, and congrats on the next part of season 7.
Thank you so much.